use our FX more intelligently, more honorably, stop the stealing of Nigerian crude oil, meet up our OPEC quota, begin to produce and refine oil locally in Nigeria, scrutinize the budgets, remove every element of waste. Then remember, we have been preaching and promoting procurement efficiency. And I tell you, what 1 billion naira is doing for you now, the same 1 billion naira will be able to extract anything from 2 to 5 times more value for Nigeria. Why? Neither the president, his vice, or anybody for that matter is having interest, personal or political interest, in the works of government. Money spent for Nigeria is only going to work for Nigeria. And many more. The time will not permit me to state all of them here. Rule of law. The assurances I'm giving you is practical because we believe in the rule of law. His Excellency Governor Peter Obi is on his way back to Nigeria, and in the last 48 hours has engaged us here to work on this press conference because we believe in constituted authority discharging its responsibilities. We also believe in the impact and effects of civic responsibilities of our citizens. You can begin to read from here, from what we're doing here and now. We believe in the rule of law, and it can only get better with time. Don't forget that we hold ourselves to account, and we ask others to hold us to account. Listen to us carefully during the rallies. We promise that there will be no excuses. We will never come to power and after 1 year blame a government past their responsibility. No. We become responsible for Nigeria from the day we are sworn in. If you committed a crime, you'll be responsible for that crime. Will not be responsible for it. If you stole Nigeria money, you'll be responsible for it. Will not be. But we're responsible for bringing you out. We believe in the rule of law. And we said it. Stop the killing, start the healing. Stop the stealing, start the keeping. Stop the slide and start the climb. Thank you so much. In case there is no other question, but I can take 1 or 2 more.
I'm Chinedu from Vision FM. Chinedu.
Good afternoon, distinguished. My name is Chinedu Ichano. I report for Vision FM. My question is basically on the current relationship between the Labour Party and the organized labor movement in Nigeria, because I'm also a labor correspondent myself, and I was opportune to have a chat with the TUC. He told me privately that it seems that there have been a real breakdown in the kind of relationship between the organized labor sector, that's the TUC and the NLC and the Labour Party. As far as it's concerned, the Labour Party, what you are doing now, you are totally sidelining them from all that is going on. So my question is, what's the current relationship between the Labour Party and the organized labor movement in Nigeria? Thank you.
The relationship is a good one, it's a cordial one. And we are not aware of what you just mentioned. However, politics is not easy. And the kind of tremendous support that, and the growth in the fortune of Labour Party, the movement, managing success is not easy. So he's simply reading out to you the challenges of managing success. That is it. Even friends have this misunderstanding. and disagreements. I believe there must be some wranglings in how the growth, phenomenal growth of this party is being shared and managed along the way. And by the way, your question will be more meaningful to me and attract a stronger answer if you are able to use something more concrete than just a conversation between you and your good friend. I'm available. Reach me out through the party and I'll answer you better when you have something more concrete. Okay.
All
Nana?
right, so the very final question that we'll be taking is from John, Guardian newspaper. John?
John Akubo is the name. I write for the Guardian. My first question is, how is the Labour Party managing its own internal wrangling? Secondly, okay, yes, recently there was the issue of the youth leader that was suspended and no other information about it. And I believe there may be some other internal wrangling. How are you managing it? It's very important. You actually mentioned that it is not easy to manage success. And I believe that could be part of issues that can bring internal wrangling. Then the other one is, recently, the Labour Party presidential candidate was in Rivers State. If you remember, it was almost like endorsing the governorship candidate of the PDP because of the support he was getting from Wike. Is that going to augur well for the party if the party should be doing such?
Sorry. I'm not sure I got the second part of your question.
What I was saying is, when the presidential candidate of the party went on the invitation of Wike to Rivers State, at that point, he almost gave in to supporting Wike for the governor. So is that going to work? What happens to the Labour Party candidate in Rivers State?
That's all. Okay. Thank you very much. The gentleman behind you, Nana.
Okay, sir. Joseph Ame, Obibet Vanguard.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, in coming. By the grace of God, I'm happy to be here. But briefly, my question has to do with the constitutional angle of the APC presidential candidate's competence and capacity to be a president. By Section 137, Part 6, sub C of the Nigerian Constitution, it is stated there that a person to be qualified for the office of president must be of sound mind. And under no condition can a person that is of unsound mind be a president of this country. Now, what is Labour Party candidate and the vice presidential candidate, your humble self, doing about challenging the competency and qualification of Ahmed Bola Tinubu to contest election as a candidate in this election? Because from all indications and observations, he has not been able to articulate his thoughts and present himself as someone that is in his right mental frame. So that's my question, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish I was able to stop my good friend from asking this question, but since he has asked the question, I cannot run away from it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, I need your attention on this answer I'm going to give you. Or maybe you switch off your own. Oh, okay. No one has ever heard me speak about the health conditions of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or for that matter, any other person. No one has ever had me and I cannot be quoted. And I can speak for His Excellency Governor Peter Obi. We don't speak about their personal conditions, any God-given talents, because there is philosophy behind it. There's morality behind it. I personally believe that the health in you, in anybody, is bestowed by Almighty Allah. And Peter Obi made the same comment. When Tinubu could not show up for a variety of events, we spoke and he said, I really hope this gentleman is all right. He expressed that concern. I really, really hope Tinubu is okay. And Peter Obi and myself will not hold it against him that he is not well. The health and the strength in Peter Obi is not his own making. God gave him. The health and the strength in me now and for everybody, it's not our making. God gave us. We really sympathize with Peter Obi and we will not hold it against him. With Tinubu, we sympathize with Tinubu and will not hold it against him that he's not well. However, Nigeria is too great for any individual's ambition, individual and group. Nigeria is too great. I refer us to President Goodluck Jonathan, who said his personal ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian, and handed over the government. A well-respected leader all over Africa, and indeed the world today, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, claims to be a godfather. He can continue to be a godfather if Nigerian presidency is not for him. It is not in our place, Peter Obi and myself, to tell him that you're sick. Please go and relax. If you think you can, be our guest. Come to the field, we beat you. And even in doing that, we will treat you kindly and show respect to you. When we beat you, take you back home and show you how we will handle Nigeria. But anybody who means well for Nigeria and knows that they have shortcomings, for God's sake, step aside. It is not the first time in our history. Step aside, give way. There are others who will do the job better. I thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much. We are inside Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Can you just settle down quickly? Let's conclude the event. But honestly, I am not surprised at your excitement. I mean, even as a leader, you can feel behind. Hey, I mean, we as Nigerians, don't we want to be proud that this is my leader? If this man stands in United Nations, are you not going to be proud that, yes? So that's the kind of stuff that we are offering you in Labour Party. You see, our people are not running away from journalists. We even call you count. So, and anywhere you call us, we go. Because we are not afraid. We are not afraid of debate. We know that it is the meat of democracy. We are not we don't want to be owners of Nigeria. We just want to be servants of Nigeria. We will explain things to you. We'll ask questions if we want to. People are not afraid. And therefore, that is the stuff that you have just seen this afternoon. Once again, can we give a round of applause to our VP? So just a rounding up, to let you know that both the party and the candidate and the campaign, we are on the same page. Let me now invite the National Organizing Secretary of the party. I understand he has delegated it to our campaign manager, Ambassador Oseloka Obaze, who will now give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Jeron. Your Excellency, the leadership of our great party, ably represented here by the NOS, the leadership of the Labour Party in Nigeria, ably represented here by Kadri Olareye, members of the media, my colleagues on the Obi Dati Campaign Council, thank you so much for coming out here. Thank you so much for your patience. We didn't start on time, but that's understandable. I think the event spoke for itself in the clarity and magisterial approach in which our vice presidential candidate delivered our concerns and answered all the questions. Our party stands for transparency, and we do things openly. And this is the best way to convey to Nigerians through the media how we feel and the trajectory going forward. We thank all of you that have come out here this morning. And please, when again we call you, please come and join us. This is a mission to restore Nigeria, and indeed it is one in which there cannot be any conscientious objector. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
Let me now stand for the national anthem, please.
Labour Party come in. Labour Party is our own. Labour Party is our own. Nigeria go better when Labour Party come in. Labour Party is our own. Labour Party is our own. Nigeria go better when Labour Party come in. We have decided to form a party. We have decided to form a party. We have decided to form a party. No going back, no going back. We have decided to form a party. We have decided to form a party. We have decided to form a party. No going back, no going back. We have decided to form a party.
Nina speaking.
Nina, it's me.
Giovanna,
How did you get this number?
There's something I need you to know. Someone is trying to hurt the company. Someone is trying to hurt me. Everyone is trying to scramble for a piece of the black pound.
What are they hiding?
You're going to get back what's ours.
Now, whatever you say about the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi, one thing you can't deny or take away from him is the powerful passion and compelling zeal of his supporters. Such is their intensity and dedication that they seem to trump any of the inequities of the Peter Obi movement and whatever advantages the other three front-runner parties might have. When asked about this, his supporters say that in the same way that George Floyd became a symbol of the Black Lives Matter movement and Mahsa Amini has become a symbol of the fight against the oppression of women in Iran, so has Peter Obi become an ideological symbol of the fight for justice and equity in Nigeria, a fight that's being led by the youth who want to see a new generation of honest, committed leaders. But will that passion of youth help achieve the goal of victory in 2023? Can the youth vote, as well as those from the other supporting demographics, be powerful enough to kill off the old-style political dragons? Well, my next guest certainly believes so. In 2015, Ibrahim Abdul Karim, an ICT strategist from Sokoto State, was a fervent supporter of Muhammadu Buhari, spearheading various crowdfunding projects for Mr. Buhari and the APC and helping to raise millions of naira for their campaign. But not anymore. Today, he's turned his support to the Labour Party candidate, Peter Obi. Now, why would that be? Well, to find out, I'm joined now in the studio by Mr. Ibrahim Abdul Karim himself. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
thank you, Mr. Charles, and thank you for having me.
First of all, tell us about the kind of support you gave President Buhari and the APC in the lead up to the election in 2015. I understand you helped them raise a lot of crowdfunding money.
I think it started even in 2003, as in that the first time I would have seen Buhari on the ballot paper. And by 2007, I believe that one of the things that's happened to him, why he missed that 2020 election, is that he allowed people to define him. So I went to the then TBO, they called them the Buhari organization. I met Hajia Abu Ali, Aisha, I think she's still in APC. And then I found myself to design the first website for him. So we designed the first website, Buhari for Change, which he launched in 2007, just for us to showcase himself, so that if somebody say this is who you are, you have a way, because that's, I think, the norms in the world. So actually, you have your own website where somebody can come and see actually who you are. So I think it started in 2007, and then in 2011, it happens that I joined the ICT group, and also I move around with him to 29 states. And I have seen all the crowd, and I see the difference between the protest campaign and the normal campaign that the professor is talking about. And then we try to now create a system between that time and 20. But at that moment, he has already said he's not going to campaign again. But in my own thinking, I said, at the North, we're supposed to have something that can bring a block vote for us. So we started a program. I think we tried to see how we are going to organize our mosques, and organize our churches, and organize our marketplaces, organize our schools and students, and anywhere there is learning places. So we went around to talk to a lot of ulamas and say that we can take advantage of the mosques we have. For example, in my area in Kawe, in Kaduna, the population of yesterday, on Friday, mosques that we have got almost 20,000 people. That's equivalent to maybe all the rallies that we have seen people going out. So I said, we're supposed to take advantage of that, at least so that we can pull something that can support him by 2015. So when he came back, we have already reached a very long relationship with other faith-based organizations. We have done a pilot scheme for them, and we have done the scratch card for them that time, and they are doing mobilization on their funding for that. So it's make it very easy. We just took what we have for the faith-based organization and showed to him. I said, okay, this is a mosque. We have registered 9,380 mosques in 34 states. We have all the leadership of every mosque, and we have all the leadership at state level, at the world level, and the federal level. And this is what we're supposed to do. And we are donating 100 naira, like a tithe, as a Christian paying tithe. So we just showed to him. I said, this is what we are doing. So it's easier for us just to convert what we already have done, and we have tested, and it's already working with a faith-based organization to move it to his campaign. And he so much loved it, and he said that we should give us a go-ahead. And one of the things we did with the scratch card that time is that we tell people to send us the scratch card. So once you send us the scratch card, you send us with your poll unit number. So that poll unit number tell us where you are voting, and also give us your phone number, so that we can keep on doing the communication with you. And also because we personalize the what do you call it, the reply. That's when we receive your 100 naira, as is Buhari that is talking to you. So a lot of people feel that this is a medium for them to communicate. They feel involved. And then we use the social engineering aspect of the project, and also we wanted to keep the project. That's where I fall out with the system, because we wanted to keep the project after the election, so that it will help to guide the system towards the new Nigeria that we thought of. Because at that moment, everybody believed that once we rally around General Muhammadu Buhari at that moment, we can get somebody that can answer some questions that we are asking towards the PDP. For example, somebody in the PDP government has already told Nigerians that the Boko Haram are in the government. And then another one told us that the sponsor of Boko Haram is in the government. Then we have another information that there was $16 billion spent on electricity that is not giving us anything. It's not giving us light. And we have a problem with the refineries not working. We have a problem of subsidy. And this is why everybody comes together in 2015 to make sure that at least we remove the PDP and install another new government. That's the basics. And that's why all the young people are excited. We think that that's the end of our strike. We are not going to go on strike again. We think that is going to be at the end of darkness. We are going to have all these things that we needed. So if I fast track from